Hey there, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of YQG in Bloom. My name is Tracy Martins. And today I'm so excited to be at the New Earth Wellness Center with Kristy Davis. And you might want to tune in to us on my YouTube channel as we are sitting next to one of the most talked about new things, the Harmonic Egg. Thank you so much for joining me today, Kristy. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Now, how long has the New Earth Wellness Center been around?
So we opened in April of 2022, so not even a year.
Not even a year?
Yeah.
And what is your job?
So I am a co-owner. So the other owner is Pamela Baker. And so I work here. I do all the background things, but also have some time where I can actually put people in the eggs, which is really rewarding.
Nice. New Earth Wellness has a ton of services. Can you let us know what exactly you have here?
So we have 2 eggs here. We have an art therapist. We have an aromatherapist, 2 separate Reiki practitioners. We have someone who is just starting with some shamanic journeying.
What is that?
So just helping people to kind of navigate through blockages that they might be carrying energetically, that might even be something that was from a past life. So clearing those blockages.
Wow, I've never heard of that before. And Reiki is helping your energy?
Yeah, so Reiki is a form of energy work. The egg is also a form of energy work, but the difference is with Reiki, there's a practitioner working on you, so they can access your energy field and, again, clear blockages. And it's very beneficial.
When people talk about like Reiki and the egg and that, they're talking about energy. What is that?
Okay. So that's a really big question.
Yeah, I know. Because I always wonder, where's this energy coming from? Like, what is it?
Yeah. So we are energy, right? Everything around us is energy. So energy, if you look at it from the sense of more scientific kind of discoveries and how we can word it, is we emit something called a biofield. So scientifically, it can be measured with specific instrumentation, specific cameras. You can see the energy that's being emitted from us.
And like the heat sensors?
Yes.
Okay.
There's other technology though too. Some people will call it an aura.
Okay.
More the metaphysical perspective, but it scientifically, there is a biofield that we emit. Oh, wow. And that's why, even if you had the analogy of like someone being like in my space, even though I'm not touching you, right? You can sense that, she's in my personal space because I'm in your biofield, right?
I never ever heard it like that. It makes a lot more sense to me now. So, which is great, because a lot of people often wonder like how Reiki can help when they're not being touched, or same thing with the egg. And if it's not physically doing anything to you, how it's helping you to make you, feel more relaxed or meditate or heal you. Absolutely. In some way.
So, and with any form of energy work, so they're tapping into that deeper energy source, whatever you want to call it, God, source, whatever you imagine is what it is. So they're tapping into that. So that practitioner is not using their energy necessarily to connect and to clear. They're using source energy.
Well, that definitely helps me understand how everything ties together. Now, how did you and Pamela hear about the egg?
So that's kind of it's a long story, but I'll try to make it short. So we both, in our professional capacities, we had clients who were making gains, and they were just like, there was something stopping them from progressing further. And her and I had both had some health issues, and we'd been on kind of a healing journey ourselves in our lives. And energy work was what kind of brought us back. And and really felt like that was something I needed to offer to my clients, and was interested in all the things that the egg offers as far as color, sound therapy, the sacred geometry, the way it's designed. All those things were interesting to me. So I thought, this is it. This is what we can include in working with our clients, but other people as well.
what makes the egg work?
Okay.
Somebody's listening on a podcast and they're not able to look at the egg. Okay. What is it and how does it work?
Okay. So the egg is a modality that's been designed by an engineer. So systematically and intentionally designed. So the egg's made of wood. And the reason why it's made of wood is because wood does not hold information. So when you go in there, the person leaves and then everything's cleared and it's ready for the next person. For example, if it was crystals hold information and energy.
Okay.
So that's why wood was chosen. The design of the wood, the shape, everything has intention behind it. So if you look at it, it's called a dodecagon. So it's a 12-sided shape. It uses Tesla mathematics. So the numbers, the 12 is very important.
Okay.
And that has healing frequencies and potential. The inside of it is, it's a chamber. So the door closes and then all of the sound that gets emitted stays within the chamber. So your body is literally soaking everything up when you go in. It can't escape. So the color is related to the different organs and different chakras. So there's a color that corresponds with what you could be presenting with as far as any illness or...
In fact, that's what I was going to ask you next is, I know there is a process that I've gone through to go into the egg.
Okay. So we do an intake with you first because we want to look at you from a holistic perspective and say like, okay, what's going on with this person physically, emotionally, spiritually, because the egg works on all aspects, not just one. So we always say the egg gives you what you need. Not always what you want. So
some things you don't even expect.
Yeah, right? Yeah. We would determine then, okay, this person is presenting with insomnia. So we're going to put you on blue. Blue helps with sleep. There's certain tracks, specific instruments that correspond to that. It really depends on what you're presenting with. And that's why it's different than the float pods are wonderful for relaxation, but they're not as individualized, right?
Oh, okay.
So from session to session, it's going to vary what color, what musical compositions are going to be chosen for you specifically.
Yeah. And once they're in there, what can people expect?
Well, you get to recline back in the zero gravity chair and you're snuggled up with a blanket and it's just a chance to let go in this chaotic, crazy world. So just to go in and say, I get 50 minutes to myself. So you're bathed in the color, you're bathed in the sound. And after 40 minutes, the music just fades out. And you're left with 10 minutes of silence. And the reason why, again, very intentional, is that the body has just had this experience of energy blockages being cleared, everything being harmonized, hence the harmonic egg. Your biofield has been harmonized, and then it just needs to soak everything up and everything needs to integrate. So things have happened at higher levels and then your body just needs some time to take in everything that's happened. So you're in there in just complete silence.
When I heard about the egg, I think you had reached out to me and I looked into it, and I am probably the most claustrophobic person you will ever meet in your entire life. If it's too dark in a room, I have a fit. They have to heavily medicate me to get an MRI, even a CAT scan, forget it.
Wow.
I knew that was going to be something that somebody was going to say, oh, they're shutting the door. You're going to have a fit. So I figured who better to try the egg than me, the biggest sucky baby there was. And I was actually having a really bad week. A few of you know that I do have epilepsy, and I had just had an episode on the Wednesday, and I came in on the Saturday and I didn't have a fit. When the door was shut, there is a button that you can, the panic button if you need it, but they wrapped me up in my blankie with the lavender pillows. I actually fell asleep It was heavenly. It was very relaxing. It was very calming. The music, the sound, I just loved it. I can't say enough things about it. And even after the music stopped, and of course I wake up because my mind's always going, and I'm like, okay, I got 10 minutes. I was looking around, but I still wasn't panicking. With the lights and with the blankets and everything, it was just very soothing. I did feel probably, I think, what you would call the energy. I had like a metallic taste in my mouth. And when you come out, you get the electrolyte drink. And it was a great experience. So even if you are a person that panics and doesn't like enclosed spaces, you really can get in it. It's amazing. I loved it.
I'm so glad that you did.
Yeah, I for sure I'm going to come back again. It was awesome.
I'm glad you mentioned the metallic taste too, because that could also be a symptom of like a detoxification, because there is a detox that happens in the egg.
Are they all 50 minutes long?
Yes.
They are?
Yep.
And how often should somebody come? Is it like weekly, monthly?
So it really depends on the person. If you're in general good health, we want to say, if you haven't experienced it, to do at least 3 sessions in close proximity to each other, like every 5 to 7 days, just to feel the full effects of what it offers.
Oh, wow.
But after that, if you're feeling good, then it's totally up to you if you want to come once a month for maintenance, or you want to just come when you feel like you need to relax, I think is important. But if you have more of like chronic conditions, then we have different protocols, like a 10-week protocol if you come weekly, if your body can handle it. Otherwise, you could do every other week. We tailor it to you.
I have read and heard from different speakings that you've had, you could do distance sessions.
Yes.
How does that work?
Yeah, thanks for asking about that, because that's kind of the next thing that we really want to start educating people about. So we call them distance sessions or remote sessions, because we have this biofield. We are all connected, even though you can't see the connection, we're all connected. So what we do is we actually take a picture of the person. It could be a person, it could be a pet, it could be even a house. We can clear the energy of the house. So we take that picture and we put it in the egg. The person has an intention and we put their date of birth, and we run the session as if the person were here. And we've had some really remarkable results.
Now, you and Pamela did a distance session before you purchased the eggs.
Yes.
How did you feel? Like, did you actually feel something? Because I know how you feel when you're in the egg.
Yeah.
Is it the same as in the egg?
What happened with me was I was feeling really stressed and just like out of sorts, like amped up. I just felt like there was maybe something going on hormonally. And I thought, you know what, I need to try this. I can't fly to it, so I'm going to do this. And I am an open-minded person, obviously. But even that, I just thought, I don't know if I can wrap my head around it.
I can get that, because where was that?
So that was in Colorado.
Even the most open-minded person would have to wonder about that.
So I did it, and they said to do something where you keep your mind kind of busy, like you're not going to necessarily meditate or focus. You don't want to think about it. So I went out and I did some gardening. And I literally almost fell asleep in the garden. I could feel my eyes
getting heavy.
Close. And so I was shocked.
Wow.
And I came in the house and I just like laid down in my bed and I thought, this is unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
And I felt amazing.
Have you done a lot of distance sessions for your customers?
So we're starting to do more of them. We actually get a lot of cats. So
cats.
We do. Lots of cat people that love their cats. And so we put the picture in. And it's interesting with animals because humans have more, like their energy can be denser, right? Because they carry more baggage. Yeah. Whereas animals are just like, they're like an open channel. So you often see even more dramatic changes with animals.
We're not doctors, so we can't say it heals anything. But what intentions can you set when you go in there? Like, What does it help you with?
Okay, well, you can set any intention you want. And the power, thanks for mentioning the intention, because that's an extremely powerful part of your journey when you go in the egg. So when you set an intention, you want to embody what that feels like. So if you don't want to have pain in your body anymore, you're going to use an intention where it's like, my body is free and mobile, and I am climbing stairs and feeling great. And so you're just going to take this whole picture of yourself, because your brain doesn't know the difference. When you start thinking in that way, it's like, oh, it's already happened. So you're setting up that intention, and combined with the egg, it's just very powerful. And when more than one person sits with you, and you kind of work through that intention together, it amplifies the power of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know you've said that some people have said that they haven't set an intention, but it's done different things to them.
Yeah.
That they weren't expecting.
Yes. So that's why I always say the egg gives you what you need.
It knows.
Yeah. It's very, it's, again, you have to experience it to truly understand.
I've watched you on some podcasts and interviews you've done, and on Instagram. There was somebody that brought their significant other here, and they didn't ask for something to happen, and it did. The egg knew.
It did, because the egg gives you what you need.
Yeah. If anything else, it is relaxing. It is 50 minutes where nobody is bothering you or asking you questions or you have to do anything. You can just relax and have some me time.
We all need more of that in this world.
Yeah. It's very nice to slow down and just think of yourself for a bit. Yeah. And I enjoy that. How would people be able to get a hold of you to set up an appointment to try the egg, or any of your other services that are offered at the New Earth Wellness Center?
Oh, sure. So we have a website, so newearthwellness.ca. You can call us on the phone, 226-347-2344. We also have Instagram, so New Earth Wellness and New Earth Wellness Center on Instagram, and Facebook is New Earth Wellness.
Excellent. My next podcast, I'm going to actually be having Laura from Bespoke Aromatherapy, who is in New Earth Wellness Center as well. And I'm hoping to maybe meet Pamela one of these days.
I hope so too.
I would love to try Reiki. There are so many different services that are offered here. You definitely need to at least find you guys on Instagram and follow them and learn a little bit more about the services and try the egg out. I highly recommend it. If not for anything else, just to have a relaxing hour to yourself.
I love that.
Thank you so much, Kristy, for joining me today. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you again for joining me at YQG and Bloom. My name is Tracy Martins, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day.